Speaking of likes, update. You know what's still getting likes? My top comments on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
They still randomly show up.
I get random likes on my one video. It's like somebody has added yours to the
Well,
favorites of the
I think
whatever.
some bots just started doing that.
Exactly.
Because I got one added to favorites, and it wasn't even a.
I know.
I don't know what it was.
I know. Mine is a goat peeing in its own mouth, so it's like, or really, like 2 years later, some 16-year-old girl.
Mine was like the year recap video.
Anyways, welcome to the Bad Brothers podcast. I'm Michael Browning. This is Will Browning. If you didn't know his last name was Browning, it is, and that's why he posted the story he did on Instagram 2 weeks ago, as you're hearing this.
Mm-hmm. It was not actually about steaks. It was a pun. Sorry.
The bass in my ears.
Sorry, it was a pun.
Maybe you do need the headphones.
Pun.
And we'll have pun till your daddy takes the T-bit away. Yeah. I have a question for you. I am tired today. I need to come through forthrightly at the beginning of the podcast and say, I'm tired.
I almost brought the other Sour Patch energy drink. There's a red one and a blue one.
Oh, yeah.
The blue one was quenching my need for Sour Patches.
Yes, we have seltzers as always, and so I'm going to be asleep by the end of this episode.
Because you've been partying, work parties at ramen.
Yeah, I've been having work ramen parties.
Ramen will put you to sleep, too.
One ramen yesterday, one ramen tomorrow.
What'd you get, tonkatsu?
It just said spicy ramen. All the other ones
didn't say spicy shoyu ramen.
No.
It didn't say spicy tonkatsu. It didn't say
there was
spicy
something
chicken.
there was something with the G that had habanero, and I was like, I gotta not do that.
Gochujang.
But like I said, we were all packed in a room looking at the same computer, and I was like, I can't, risk having bubble gut.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people say that. I think we did an episode about bubble gut.
Bubble gut.
I think we might have an episode titled Bubble Gut.
Yeah.
No, it was the only ramen that just said spicy ramen.
What?
I'm telling you, that's what was on the menu.
I'm looking it up. You should have got garlic tonkatsu.
Well,
added spice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was so packed in with other people. I didn't want to go hard on the garlic breath.
You're right. It does just say spicy.
I know I'm right. I read it with my own eyes.
But it is pork, which is the tonkatsu.
Oh, and it had the egg in it, where it's like the egg is
a soft boiled
egg. I love an egg.
But it's also seasoned.
Oh, yeah. It was like the freaking white part
was kind of tan.
Well, it was like gray, which was fine because it was like in the soy sauce or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so salty. Way too salty. I love an egg. I love all eggs.
Well, did
I
you
love
just eat it by
huevos
itself?
in all sizes.
Did you eat it by itself?
I mean, I ate it with a thing.
With what thing?
The noodles and the...
Did you break it up?
Freaking beans. I didn't put the whole egg in my mouth.
That's what I was asking.
You think I put the whole egg in my mouth?
The whole half.
It wasn't a half like that.
Oh, it wasn't?
They dropped a full egg in my thing.
Oh, that's weird. Even the menu has it cut in half. But yeah.
I told you they were racist against me because I was white.
I always break it up and have like little bits here and there. It's good.
I had it at the end. But I actually have a question for you. I'm going to try. Oh, man.
It's not just yawns. Grandpa Roger yawns straight into the mic. What protein did you get? Pork?
Yeah, I just stuck with pork. It sounded good.
It's good.
Don't Don't tell me if it's good or not.
Well, it is.
I just said it was good.
It is. I was agreeing with you.
You're not the... Yeah. Even though you make fancy menus and things like
When
that.
I said it's good.
I said it's good. And you go, it's good.
Yeah.
As in like,
That was
it's
IT
okay for me to call it good.
IT''S good.
Listen, people out there, you can call good whatever you want to call good. This is God's earth.
Just because I have
He
a
made it all for
monotone
you.
voice, and I didn't say, it is good.
That's my podcast voice. That is.
What's with tonkatsu ramen?
I have a question. So you go on the road and you sleep funky hours and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
How do you do it?
I'm thinking about sleep. I wasn't going to say how do you do it, but I was going to say, especially you have a wife and everything now, and you have to be your best. Well, you don't have to be your best. Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you have a mantra or a way of like picking yourself up when you're tired? Do you have thoughts do you have a place you try to go to? Like, I gotta do it for her.
Used to be a lot of when I was younger. Used to be a lot of I'll sleep when I'm dead type mantra.
Grind.
Yeah. Not even
grind lord.
Not even a grind really, just like I don't need it. Like SpongeBob when he's in Sandy's house for the first time and he's drying up.
Yeah.
I don't need it. And first it was that a lot. And it was like I'd, be out late or whatever, or go to, this is when I worked at Starbucks, like go to a concert and then open Starbucks at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But now what gets me through it, I don't know, it's become so normal now that it's less like a mental fight, and it's more I know what I need to do to take care of my body to feel better, which is like a lot of hydration.
I'm not talking about your okay, go ahead.
I'm telling you that.
Go ahead.
The mind game is taken out of it now, especially if I do the things I know physically to feel better.
Okay, so you're never tired. You just do some push-ups.
I am tired. No, push-ups don't work. It's more like nutrition, or like, like bananas, B vitamins, water.
Shout out to Karen. Banana cures everything.
It does. Cures a lot. What else? Yeah. Like ultra hydration, like one of those packets that's got like 500 milligrams of sodium.
Sodium?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it electrolyte.
Yeah.
Makes you retain water.
Yeah. And so that helps a lot. Mentally, it's more accepting the tired.
Oh.
Not complaining about it or like, oh, I'm so tired. That's just the facts. Is you're tired. And so you just got to do it. You
don't feel pressure to like ever like be at your best or whatever.
What do you mean by that? Give an example.
I mean, sometimes you just want to, like if the kids or Tammy, but let's just say the kids, it's just like, let's say I wasn't sleeping the night before, or you're just tired for whatever reason, and then you come home and you don't really have a choice. Like you're saying, there is a certain amount of accepting you do. And personally, I don't always try to fight like, some nights I am tired and I say like, no, I'm not really going to do that tonight. But you want to play and you want to give them your time and you want to give them your energy. You have a couple, if you work, you have a couple hours with your kids at night and that's it. And so you want to sort of be your best, not best as in, you can't be your tippy-top, most ideal
but you don't
self.
Want to be like, blah.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to, that kind of thing. But it's also that way for Tammy. you know, you don't always get to choose, what you are walking into with your spouse. They might have a day where they want to be chatty, they're lonely, they miss you. And it's sort of like there is a give and take. If you don't want to, you can't just always go like, hey, I'm tired, I just want to kind of chill tonight. It's like they're probably like your schedule is a certain way that there probably is a lot of accepting on Lauren's side that she knows like when you're tired or not. But there is just a give and take in relationship. You can't just cut off and say, oh, I'm tired tonight or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that kind of stuff.
I think unless it gets like really extreme, like say it was like back to back, like crazy hours, like working till 5 a.m. or something. I try to meet, the other person or the situation, like on their level.
Yeah.
And do my best to be at that place, but like I said, it's like you have to accept that I am tired. I'm not going to be like running around all over the place. And if there is like communication that needs to happen, it's like I'm willing to like go out, or like I'm willing to like do something, but there's going to be a point where it's like kind of hit a wall.
Yeah.
So
and you stop loving them, or
it all just goes
Daddy, I want to play.
Get out of here.
Are you tired? Don't tell me you're tired tonight, Daddy. I want to play.
That's when you hit them with a keyboard over their back. And no, I mean, I haven't had the kid experience yet, but that'll be hard.
No different. They're just as needy
hard.
And annoying as your spouse.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be hard though when they're like want to, do something with you and you're extremely tired.
Well, it's different for me now because like on pillies, it's like before I was so overwhelmed by my tiredness and stuff over the last like few years. I was giving into it a lot, or making excuses for doing things, and it was like a purely like physical reaction that was like I mean, it was mental, but it was like so overwhelming to my body to like and then it's like depressing, and it's all that kind of stuff. So I gave in so much, and I don't feel like I've had a realistic experience of like, I'm just sort of like normal tired or whatever, and then this is how I sort of
I think I'm a pretty positive person, like optimist most of the time. And so I don't ever, like I said, like complain about the tiredness or like make that the excuse for my emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I'm tired, so I'm cranky, or I'm tired, so I'm, mad that I worked, or mad, something like that. So it's like, it's not ever like my mood needs to change, because it's still like a positive mood, but it just might not be as like heightened.
That is true. That is probably so regular for you. That acceptance is probably the biggest thing. Whereas somebody else who's like a couple times a month can sort of be like, oh, I need to kind of just chill out tonight. Where it's like you don't really have that luxury, so you either got to roll with it or not.
Right. Yeah, and so that's like, or I just take advantage of, every chance I get, of being home. It doesn't matter as much how tired I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if that answers your question, I would say maybe it's the blind acceptance that gets me through it more.
Yeah. And it being so regular. So if you're tired so much, if you give in to being tired or whatever, then you're probably checking out or not doing a lot so often. It's like, that would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. If I always, every time I was tired, just like stayed home and watched TV or something like that, that would not be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been Yeah, like I said, I mean, one thing for me, it is truly like, pushing through things is like is sort of a new thing. It's kind of like sad to say, but
you're just asking for tips of like how you can stay up late and play video games and then get through the next day.
actually, I can do one day so easy.
Yeah, that's what I do if I just get one random call to work the overnight night yard where you like work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I try to change my sleep schedule as little as possible.
Yeah.
And I like maybe we'll take an hour nap before, but that usually doesn't happen. And then in the morning, I try to wake up by like, if say I got off at 6 a.m., I would try to wake up at 10 at the latest.
Yeah.
And then stay awake all that day till at least like 8 or 9.
Same. I could stay up all night. Maybe not tonight because I actually am tired tonight, but I could stay up all night and then tomorrow just be a completely normal person at work and then just go to bed at 10 o'clock or whatever and sleep normal and get up the next day. You can do a oneer easy.
Yeah. When I was at junior high summer camp, I did 4 days. It was 3 nights straight. And I started falling asleep anytime I sat down. I just like sat down in the, service in the morning, afternoon, after breakfast or whatever. And just.
Dude, what if they were telling you how to escape hell?
I was already in, baby.
What if you missed the key to everything?
Actually, I don't even think that was junior high. I think that was like 5th or 6th grade.
I never did. Oh, yeah. Actually, I did kids camp one time.
Because that was when you moved there. You moved to 4th grade or 5th grade?
No, I did kids camp and my grandpa died, so I never did kids camp again.
That's why? Because, while you were gone, it happened?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were scared?
Yeah, she told me in a freaking Safeway parking lot.
Why Safeway parking lot?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where you got picked up or something?
I don't know why we went to a Safeway
Was
parking
that
lot. But I
when
do
you
remember
lived
it.
in, where did we live? Longview?
Yeah, I think Longview. I think we must have just moved there.
So it wasn't the CLC kids camp?
Nah, I never did CLC kids camp.
Which was just...
Because I was in junior high by the time we lived there.
Which was just Northwest Assemblies of God kids camp or whatever.
At the freaking Overlake or whatever.
No, what was that called?
That's not where you did it? Oh, the
That was the conference.
Oh yeah,
We're
conference.
at Overlake. But the...
Oh yeah,
what was
the
that?
cabins and everything?
Yeah, what was that place called? Cedar Springs.
Cedar Springs.
Radiator Springs.
Oh, such good memories there. Shout out to Jessica Curry at the old Cedar Springs camp.
I was never into the pool. It was so small.
That's where I met Jessica Curry. Her dad was wearing a Westport shirt, and I was like, hey, that's where, blah, blah, blah. This
Mhm.
leads to that.
The fams from Westport.
Pretty soon you start chit-chatting, and then many, many
I didn't
years
know that's
later.
where you met.
And then many, many years later, you just follow them on freaking Instagram when they moved to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, we met.
They send you swag.
Her dad, Steve, was in the pool, shirt on,
Nice.
kids camp, or junior high camp. Doesn't want to cause kids to stumble by showing us nips. And
Fair.
his adult man pecs.
Fair. Was he cut?
No.
Just classic dad bod? Maybe he had a naked lady tat.
You know what a big time jealousy I have is?
Dad bods?
People who are fat, but their breasts stay tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people have...
Like barrel chested?
Yeah, and they look like their chest is buff.
Yeah, but it's just...
Maybe it is a tiny bit, but no, not really. Because then they got the belly that sticks out to...
That's how he was. Who shan't be named.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Bleep that. Yeah, he's like 70 years old. Just... He wasn't working out.
I know, that's what I mean. So, and some people are fat and their jiggle and then their nips start coming out like that.
Yeah. Man boobs.
They point.
Like mine. I don't know if mine pointed yet.
I wish my nips stayed tight.
I got a good man A cup going on.
Mine's not pretty right now. But yeah, so it was junior high. I met Jessica Curry I met Steve in the pool. And yeah, he was wearing a Westport shirt. Probably said Westport XXL. You know how they had all those shirts back then?
Or the lifeguard one.
I think he had one of those too.
That's probably why. It probably was the lifeguard one, and he was wearing it in the pool.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was my memory. It was gray.
Property of Westport XXL Athletic Department.
Yeah. And heather gray with the blue lettering. And it's like, just started chit-chatting, and pretty soon I had eyes for a lover.
Yep.
Not really, just a friend.
Spring fling.
Oh, man, I had so many good camp girlfriend
It's
memories.
Spring break this week for at least Western University, along with other places, but I was coming back on the train. What day is it? Sunday? Monday. And that was like the beginning of the week for spring break. Quick review. What'd you drink?
Do not have the peach truly vodka. Oh my word.
What? Let me try it. Just give me a hit.
Gosh.
This isn't the vodka one. This is the Wonderwall.
Oh, sorry.
one.
Oh yeah, what's the vodka one I had? Pineapple. Pineapple was a litty.
It tastes fine.
What?
You want to trade? It was strawberry.
No, it's fine.
Or I have an unopened one.
Okay. I mean, I just had one drink of that.
Citrus.
I can do it. Is this Starry? What is it?
Wonder World. That's what it is.
No, what's that new brand? What's the new brand?
Yes, Starry. I think. The Sierra Mist.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Sierra Mist is their dead name.
Folks, that's the third mention of dead name in the last 3 days or something.
Where was I? I think I was at work and they said, "Is your name William?" I said, "That's my slave name." Then I realized I probably shouldn't say that anymore. But I always think of...
you can say government name.
I always think of that movie where he's like the white... Malibu's Most Wanted.
I don't think I saw it.
Where he's like...
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy. His name's B-Rad.
Oh, yeah.
But someone calls him Bradley or something, like his mom. He's like, "That's my slave name."
That's funny.
So that was why I said it. But anyway, so it's spring break. So we're coming into Bellingham, Washington, home of Western Washington University.
The Vikes, what are they?
I don't know.
Here,
Hipsters.
Vicodins.
Hipsters.
The Western Washington Vicodins.
The Western Washington fixed gear bicycle brewery hikers. And
guys who OD on medicine. That was some guy I knew in college.
Was that Death Cab for Cutie?
No.
They're from there, right?
Everybody just
or Modest Mouse.
Everybody just
one of those
steal their medicines from their homes, and then they would all combine them and then drink them.
They're rich homes.
No,
they're rich white homes.
No. This is boring white people.
Oh, anyway,
people who worked at Safeway and stuff.
The train's pretty full leaving Vancouver, and we're coming up to Bellingham, and there's 50 people getting on there, which is rare.
Whoa.
For this time of year. And I was like, there's no Mariners game. There's no nothing. I thought, it must be spring break. So then people were taking up extra seats, lounging around, putting their feet up, putting their bags on the seat next to them. And then, so I make an announcement. I said, we got a lot of people getting on here. It's spring break, and all these college kids got to go home and do their laundry. And that got a good reaction.
There we go.
They got a semester's worth of laundry to do.
Nice.
So that was fun.
You know about college? Because you were living at our grandparents. You know about laundry. Laundry was a big part of your life at that time.
No, it was after I moved out of the grandparents. I didn't have laundry in my house.
Well, it played a big part of your life at your grandparents because it was always about
that I didn't have to do it.
He left his laundry in the washer.
I know. I'd put it in, and then life would get crazy, and I'd go party. Not really party, but
she'd go, I did your laundry, and I just set it on your bed or whatever. And then when I was over, she'd be like, Will never does his laundry.
Yeah. She's Jewish now.
He never does his laundry. He leaves it in the washer. And he doesn't know that it hurts my feelings, but I do it.
Yeah, then don't do it. Or
where's she going to put your wet laundry?
But it's like
garbage bag. I would just leave it in a garbage bag.
Yeah, but also just leave it in the washer because like I'd be back and then it would be I would just like go somewhere and come back.
Folks, he was not always
and
back.
It would be in the dryer.
I know.
But with nothing in the washer.
I know.
So it wasn't a need for the washer.
I know. Some people need to have something to,
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a washer need. I wasn't inconveniencing anyone.
Oh.
Most of the time. So anyway, what were we talking about?
Vikes, people, laundry.
Mm-hmm. But why
you didn't have laundry in your place? No, you're talking about people on the train.
Yeah, why'd that get brought up though? Spring break, college.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about summer
I didn't
flings.
go to college.
You did. You failed.
I did for a little bit. I only failed English 102 twice. I didn't fail the other classes.
No. I was talking about flings. And then all of a sudden you said, spring break. And I thought you...
Oh, yeah, because I said spring fling. That's what it was.
I thought you were going to say people were making out on the train or something.
Nope. Just...
Do people ever make out on the train?
I don't know. I saw some guy beating up his girlfriend one time.
Oh, man.
And he wanted to fight me when I told him to stop. And all of a sudden started talking in an Irish accent like Conor McGregor.
Did I tell us the story on here where the homeless guy punched his girlfriend because he thought she was looking at me?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it made my stomach hurt so bad.
Yeah, that's weird.
Not that people can't be homeless. You never know why somebody is homeless or whatever, but I saw people...
That's what happens when you're so attractive.
I saw people walking with a shopping cart and a child the other day, and I was just like...
That's sad.
I was just like, what is their experience like? Because, you don't know. I just think I always have this weird experience. Not that I feel like I haven't brought Cambodia up a lot on this podcast, but I always think about it when I think about like homelessness, because the economy there is already so depressed. So in some cases, the homeless person is not doing that much worse than the person who has a full-time job at, whatever bad situation.
They just happen to have like a tin house.
Yeah.
Made out of sheet metal or whatever.
But
corrugated metal.
A big part is like the weather is such, and there's still a little bit of community is such that even a homeless person can carve out a little spot or sometimes land. Now, there are some bad things that happen, and somebody can get into like begging or something in a bad situation, or a pimp or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like here, you could have, you could just be living on your own, and you can, beg for a little bit here or there and have enough to get by, pick a freaking papaya from a tree or something. But actually the living situation, because of the weather and because there are places to sort of hang out that there's enough empty land
Not
that
like freezing to death.
Yeah, they're not freezing to death, and there's a place to just chill, and you're almost living the same life, not 100%, but as another person next to you. And over here, it's just not. It's not possible. It's not the same. It's cold. There isn't empty land. You're either on somebody's property or you can't really go to certain parks. You get kicked out. The places that you live are like under an overpass or something, and then every once in a while, a bulldozer comes through and
that what was it? West Seattle Bridge camp that like the picture was going around and people were saying it was like some other country. Like in the Middle East or something, or what? It's, it was like somewhere else, but it was the West Seattle Bridge camp, and which is kind of crazy because like when I did that missions trip in Mexico with Grandma Norma, that one, and we like went to this area which was like all the houses were made out of like scrap, whatever, wood, cinder blocks, sheet metal, tarps.
And that's just like their home. It's not like
they weren't like what we would think of like homeless beggars. Like they were doing, like the parents were doing jobs of some kind. A lot of times like the dad was gone, like working somewhere. And then like, they got clothes, they got food, whatever, but to our standards would be like homeless kind of, I guess, in a sense. There was no like... running. I don't think there was running water. I think it was just like what do you call it, outhouses.
Yeah, you went to a different place than I did.
Yeah, so that was. It's funny to think of like that compared to like Seattle homeless.
Right.
But like also, most of the people I saw that I remember weren't like cracked out on drugs or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's a big part of that too. Yeah. Is it like you're in a dire situation? Just, like you said, because of their economy's so depressed or whatever, or
actually,
is it all based on something else that happened?
I saw a thread on Twitter that was like about the housing situation because it was about somebody doing. Drugs on, I can't remember if it was San Francisco or LA or something, doing drugs on like the trains there.
Yeah.
Or on the subway. LA has some kind of subway system or whatever.
Yeah, the New York subways.
And about people doing drugs on it, and somebody was making the point, and I think it's a valid one in some ways, that, that they were saying like, well, because housing is so sparse, and you might say land or something.
Yeah.
You might say housing is so sparse, like, people in West Virginia are dying in their homes, but if you're living in LA, you don't have a place to go to. Mm-hmm. So you're doing drugs out in other places, wherever you're at, and in other places where there's mixed company with people who are going to work, going to school, commerce, whatever. Whereas, in other places, you might have a shelter or a home or a place that is a little out where you're not doing it, out in front of everybody, so you're able to sort of be private or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then there's like the number of people doing it in like the bigger cities because they're like there's 50 on one corner next to the rehab place that they're not in. They're all on that outside of it.
Yeah.
That's always crazy to me.
Shoot, what was I just gonna say?
What else depressing can we talk about? I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I saw a homeless couple, with a baby today.
Yeah, that's rough. There's on the freeway exit or entrance, there's a light, And there's a lot of times a guy there, but during the middle of winter it was like freezing, and he was sleeping there next to a fire, but it was like in the wide open at the light.
There's a fire today?
No, he made a fire.
Yeah.
And he's sleeping next to it. But it's like, why didn't you go over to the overpass or like somewhere more protected? He was like keeping his spot next to the light and just like, out in the open, and there's fire going.
There was a fire today in Tacoma, downtown. Building burned, abandoned building.
Oh,
people
boy.
doing drugs in there, and it lit on fire. Who
Probably.
knows? Electrical fire. Could have been. All I know.
Insurance fraud.
It could have been. I thought of that too. And because it was an unoccupied building.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is it started this morning when there was still some cloud cover, and it was cool.
Yeah.
Which meant all the smoke just stayed downtown, and it just went right into our building. So this morning, till about 10 o'clock, it was disgusting in there. You know what I did this weekend? I walked across the Narrows Bridge with Landon.
What?
Have you ever done that?
Never have.
I did it a couple of years ago when I was really depressed and needed to feel.
I remember you did that.
And I got the feeling I needed it.
If I could feel.
That's basically what it was. And I was listening to a certain CD that I liked then, and it ruined it for me.
The CD or the walk?
The CD.
The CD's ruined?
Yeah, and I like some of the songs on it, which is kind of a bummer.
Let me guess.
No, you won't guess. You don't.
It's an album?
Yeah, I mean, you won't know what it is.
Give me a genre.
Christian acoustic worship music.
Is it one person?
Yep. I forget his last name now.
Oh, you don't even know?
I can't listen to it anymore. I can't listen to him anymore.
Phil Wickham?
That's the one you know.
Evan Wickham?
Oh, dude, I like Evan Wickham.
I think I like Evan Wickham more than Phil Wickham.
Oh, 100%. I like his songs better, but when you listen to Phil Wickham's voice, it's just like, how can you not love it?
Was it
amazing. Freaking amazing.
Ding Dong the Witch is Dead by his name I can't remember.
Ding Dong.
What's his name?
Oh, Sam Lane.
I've heard Sam Lane.
Yeah, if you are into
Chris Lane.
If you are into
I've heard that album.
If you are into
Let me see the songs on there. Let me see the songs on there.
Homemade denominational worship songs.
Let me see the songs.
Where you go.
Imagine being depressed to this song. It's perfect.
I will follow.
You start walking over the bridge. It's a cloudy day. Cars are whizzing by.
Where you lead.
You're lost inside. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what to
I'll
feel.
be there by your side.
The life that you can imagine ahead of you is just bleak.
Take me with you.
You're hurting. You can't imagine a future that feels good. Am I going to feel this pain forever?
In my fear.
The worst part is, some days you don't even feel pain. You feel nothing.
I will trust.
So just to feel something, you park your car
In my dark.
on a
Can I
stupid,
pause?
and you walk across
I
the
will look for you.
Narrows Bridge. You imagine all the people that stop traffic having the same feelings you felt.
Take me with you.
Pause. I don't know if this episode could get more depressing. I was kidding. But I'm glad you walked across the bridge and not off the bridge.
That wasn't fun.
No.
That was funny.
I'm glad you walked across and not off the side.
I wasn't going to walk off the side. I was just going to...
Just want to feel the crisp air.
Yeah.
in that sort of sense. There's a bridge I walk across in Portland. It's a drawbridge, and there's always at one point in the middle where you walk across the crack, and you can see like all the way down.
Oh.
And it always feels weird, even though I know it's like there's literally buses and cars driving across, but it always feels weird when you like lift that foot and you see the crack, and you haven't put your foot down on the other side yet.
Have you been to the Space Needle since they had the glass floor?
I have not.
What about, have you seen the ones that's like the horseshoe on that reservation down somewhere in New Mexico,
Grand
Arizona
Canyon?
or something?
Grand Canyon?
Yeah, but it's some tribe I was trying to think of.
Yeah. They made one at the Grand Canyon that's a balcony. I have not.
Would you ever do that?
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the one in China where one of them is an LCD screen? That goes That's good. And then, would you kiss the Blarney Stone where you have to like hang down and kiss it?
I don't think I would do that. It's just because people kiss it, but not because of the hanging.
Oh, come on. Build your immune system.
I saved my lips for my wife.
Don't you think that...
Till marriage.
You think that the bacteria can really grow on the side of the rock?
Yeah, because they're going like, next.
Still slobbery from the guy before.
What about those ones where they hook you up to a harness? I actually think this would be fun to do just because it'd be so crazy.
They lead you back in a chair?
No, but where you do like a rope bridge or something, and it's like, or like the little planks that aren't like perfectly, and you got to go across, and it's all like shaky.
You haven't done that?
No.
At Cedar Springs?
No, they never had the ropes course open any year I was there.
I did it.
Or I was busy making out or something.
I've done ropes courses. I've done that once at Cedar Springs, and then I feel like I did it somewhere else too.
Mexico, maybe on freaking Yucatan Peninsula.
I was about 30 minutes away from that big what is it? Excrete something. It's a giant. It's like a huge amusement park, and a lot of it's like outdoor stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they got all sorts of animals and water slides and whatever, but they have a huge obstacle type.
Where at?
Yucatan Peninsula.
Oh yeah,
Mexico.
That was my real guess.
I didn't go there. I wanted to do nothing and sit on the beach, sit by the pool, remember, and do nothing.
Yeah. Well, I thought it might have been on that cruise you went on with the parentals. Didn't you do that?
No, they're not doing that.
But you maybe.
I wasn't buying my own excursions.
You could have said
we went on the fan boat ride.
I'd like to do this excursion. I know, with the crocodile guy. Heard that story
Manatee guy.
For 15 years.
And at this point in my life, I can't remember him. I can only remember Mom asking me to do Mom's impression of me doing the impression of the guy. I don't even remember.
Isn't there some meme that's like, it's manatee or something?
We were at the ball game. That's from Malico. I hope he listens.
Oh, there is a good Jim Gaffigan bit about the manatee. That's a good one.
Maybe that's what it is.
Whatever.
He's in some new movie.
Whatever, see cow.
He's really taken a turn into the dramatic actor game.
I know. What a guy. Speaking of dramatic, I feel like this episode has been dramatic.
Tell me about it. I'm going to go slip my wrists.
I was having fun.
Is that thing right there for a topic of discussion, or why is it there?
This?
Yeah.
It was just sitting here.
It's a keychain that is...
No. Oh, yeah, it is a keychain.
It looks like a fishing weight.
Yes, it is.
But it's a keychain.
What is this used for? Can you...
Fishing.
Besides fishing proper, what is it used for? What might my children use it for?
Is it a magnet?
No.
What might they use it for? Kite.
Nope.
Oh.
Casting practice.
You just put it on the end.
You work your aim.
Working your rod.
Yep.
Nice.
Working my rod. Working my rod. Working my rod.
This has been the Bad Brothers Podcast. If you made it through this episode without questioning your existence or anything like that, congratulations. We hope you come back next week and we can move forward with our lives.